This is the Bullseye Podcast.
Yeah! We're working it early. We start the show on the spot. There's no time. We don't look at a clock. But it's when I decide to hit the red button, do we have a show? And this show is becoming super popular. This is Bullseye on the Bullseye Network, on the Bullseye Podcast. And you know it, on the Bullseye frequency of your life. Everybody wants you. I like being impromptu. That's what makes...
Hey, I got the call, 2 minutes ago? I'm ready, you know?
Plus, we have no management.
I'm ready to go.
We have no management. I have no program director, no producer. It's Bullseye.
Hey, I don't need to stand on ceremony. You know me. Just give me the call a minute before, wherever I am. I'm there. Here I am.
So,
right?
yeah, because it's time we talk again because the podcast network needs another Bullseye show. Because there's a lot of boring stuff up there. Anyway, well... I
don't watch any of it. I don't watch anything.
You're not watching the Yankees.
I just listen to us. I just listen to us. But who? What? The Yankees? What about it?
I mean, you're watching them. You're listening to them. They won today.
A little bit. I mean, they're on a losing streak now. You know,
they won
Mets
today.
beat them. They got injuries.
Today. Yeah, they won today.
Oh, they did win today. Okay.
Yeah, they did win today.
I think you called it early on. 500. I think every team is going to be parity. I think they're all going to eventually be 500.
Yeah.
It seems to be the way it's going, right?
If they can believe this is good, it's good. I mean, it's a game. It's something to watch. You know, it's good. But there's nothing. It's can you put 1,000 people in there? I mean, come on, 2,000?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Why can't they put anybody in? Right.
Right, and that just think about the old Yankee Stadium. I mean, in 1920s if this happened, right? Well, it did happen, 1918, right? So did people still go to ball games? I don't know.
What did they do then? That's interesting, right?
I don't know.
What did they do in 1918? Yeah.
Hey, does this remind you something?
I never heard of.
Right.
I never heard of them canceling the season or doing what they're doing now. So they must have played a regular season with regular crowds, right?
Well, didn't they with all these things? Even SARS before this, did they think close the stadiums? They never thought about that.
There was polio, right? There was all that stuff
and
going on.
There's still the flu,
right?
So don't go because there's the flu. I get it, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I tell. Hey,
I hear you.
Well, here we go. What does this remind you of? This is our lead into the show today. All right, ready?
Go ahead. Shoot. Fire away.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest
man. Like the
luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Hey, how'd you get that echo? Wow. Lou.
High production. That's your boy,
July
Lou Gehrig.
4th,
So here we are.
1939. Wow.
How about that?
Good impression.
Do you, as historians go, where do you rate yourself as a Lou Gehrig historian?
Oh, the Lou Gehrig historian? I got to say I'm in the top 10.
All right. See? 10. It's an honest, right? Okay.
I'm high. Yeah, I'm a Lou Gehrig guy. Favorite Yankee of all time, Lou. So I read a few books on him. I know basic baseball history. Yeah, I'm up there.
Well, of course, then, if you know Lou Gehrig, you know the 27 Yankees, right?
Yeah, that was Lou's, I'm not cheating. I'm not on the internet, but I believe that was Lou's second year. That was his second year. His second full year was 27.
Right.
And, so he was born in 1904. So what was he, 23? So he was like prime career, full-blown superstar at age 23.
Wow.
Think about that.
Really? If that was today, he'd be on, the commercials. Although Gehrig was popular, but think how popular he'd be today with all the media.
Oh, today with the media?
Right,
it would be
with
sick.
the media? Forget it. He'd be a trillionaire.
Yeah. Well, what if the 23-year-old hit 47 homers, had 182 RBIs, and batted .367 as a 23-year-old to the Yankees right now? What would that be? What would happen?
Forget it. He'd be like...
And he looked like Lou Gehrig, and he was a first baseman. I mean, picture that, right?
Yeah. He would have replaced LeBron, not one of my favorite people, as a star.
No, Lou was my guy. He was. He actually had the 10 best years in a row, I believe, higher than anybody between 1926 and 36. If you check his stats out for those 10 straight years.
Oh well, I can't. Let me see here. Let me go on here. Well, I can first.
Go on there. Go on there and check that out.
What am I saying?
Lou Gehrig stats. Go to Lou Gehrig stats. Just check out.
I have stats. Hey, wait a minute. It's right in front of me. I'm an idiot.
This is difficult. You go to Lou Gehrig stats, okay?
Right.
This is hard. Get in there and then look at 1926 and then look at the next 10 years going to 1935, 36, or even 37. Check those stats out for those 10 straight years.
Batting average, Major League Baseball stats, 340. Hits, well, you're talking about 10 years. Now you got to make me go deeper into it. Let me go the obvious stuff.
You got to go the season to season thing.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Go season to season. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Well, let me finish this.
Do a little more work.
Let me finish this. Yeah. Batting average 340, 2,721 hits, 493. Just missed. What happened?
Yeah. What do you mean?
I know what happened. He walked in the dugout and said, "I can't play anymore." That's what happened.
Oh, the 500 homers? You mean just missed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was 1939. You know, he got the ALS. And, you know, played like 39 at bats. I think he got like 3 hits. You know, it was sad.
How old was he then?
He was 36.
Oh, he could have played 3 more years. No problem.
35, 36.
First base, right? First base.
Well, figure at least 3 more years. Figure 30 homers each. You know, we'll even knock the homers down since he'd be a little older. So you're looking at 90 more homers. He's up in the. He's up near 600.
So what am I asking? Lou Gehrig's
stats and check out between 1926 and 1936.
All right, 1926.
Check out those years, those individual years. How crazy they are. I mean, and how consistent they are. You know, I'm just going to say the RBIs are all over 150, 160, maybe 147. Home runs are in the 40s.
Right.
The batting averages are up in the 370s some years.
Well, here's year to year. Here's 1933. All right, let me see here.
Pick a random year. Yeah.
All right, 1933. Lou Gehrig. He was born in 1903. On East 94th Street in Manhattan. Remember the movie? Yeah, it was in the movie, right? Lou, remember this? Lou. Gehrig.
Yes.
Lou.
The New York accent.
Well, the mother was German. They were
German
immigrants.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the mother, the dominating mother.
Right, I'm still looking here. Here we go. I'm getting close.
The low-key father.
He went to Columbia. I knew that. You knew that. I don't know if anybody else knew that.
Yeah, I've been there. I saw where Lou played. I saw where he played. I saw where he hit those home runs by the library.
I'm sure you stood there, too.
I was there.
Oh, wow.
We stood there. They moved the baseball field out, but we went to where the baseball field used to be, and we knew he hit him over to because we read the books about it on the library, and that's a shot. I mean, they used to hit him onto the steps of the library, and you find out where home plate really was.
Really?
Like 500 feet type stuff. Yeah, I mean, it was like wow.
All right. Well, the Yankees 23-39 Major League career. Joined the Yankees midway through 23, and made his Major League debut as a pinch hitter at age 19. Did you know that? On June 15th.
I didn't know that.
Yes, June 15th, 1923. Gehrig, listen to this. Ready?
Okay.
Gehrig, why did he wear the number 4?
Well, this is my impression is because he was number 4 guy in the batting order, right?
Because he hit behind Babe Ruth. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, they used to have the first numbers were what you were in the lineup. So that's why Ruth was 3.
There you go.
Yeah, Ruth was 3, 4.
So Mantle hit 7th? No.
Well, after the first 9 guys, and then the next year that changed, of course. But that was just the first time they wore uniforms, which I think was like around 1929.
Right.
I think that was the first year when they wore them. They didn't wear them in 27 or 26. It was kind of late. And no names on the back.
That's me. Somebody's trying to beep through, and I'm not even going to bother to try to let it go.
Did they have the NY on the uniform in the front? I don't see any pictures.
I do not think so. No, I'm looking at one with all pinstripes. Right? All pinstripes.
Yeah, it was all. Right, with the number on the back. Right.
Right. Okay, so what's its name? 23-year-old Gehrig breakout season came in 26 when he batted .313 with 47 doubles and 20 triples. Wow. 16 home runs and 112 RBIs. In the 2000...
Right, then...
Go ahead.
Right. No, then 27 it opens up, right? Then it goes crazy, right?
Yeah, 27. Yeah. Gehrig put together one of the greatest seasons by any batter in history. He hit 373, 218 hits, 101 singles, 52 doubles, 18 triples, 47 home runs, and then a record 175 RBIs.
Wow.
And no steroids. No steroids.
No steroids. I didn't even think they lifted weights, right? I think that was all natural. Milk, sauerkraut, some hot dogs thrown in, some beer.
Some brewskis.
Did he lift weights? I mean, it looked like he did, but I don't think there was any serious,
they used to chop
lifting.
wood in those days. You know what I mean? They would like chop wood. And
stuff like that. Yeah. Lou had the build. I mean, he had those strong legs, the broad
shoulders. Did they even have weights
chest.
in those days? I don't. Did they have? Was it weights?
I don't know. They must have had something, right? I don't know. That's a good.
Well, of course, right.
I don't know. Yeah, they would have
that's another show. We'll talk about great bodybuilders.
Maybe not as intense as now. Yeah, they had them back
Franco
then, right?
Colombo.
They were strong, man.
Franco Colombo. Lou Ferrigno.
Arnold and Lou Ferrigno. That's all I just know those three
Remember
guys.
Lou Ferrigno?
Yeah, you went to a bodybuilding one next time.
You remember the movie Pumping Iron? Remember the movie Pumping Iron? When Lou Ferrigno was pushing and his father manager is going, Arnold. He was like hitting himself.
Yeah, they were like at dinner or something, and the father was
he was like psyched
out.
And as he was lifting, to get him to the next lift.
Okay.
Arnold.
Getting him like fired up to beat Arnold.
Let's regress. Well, that'll be a whole show. We'll talk about bodybuilders. There was a while I was into watching that. Remember that on ABC?
Yeah, we were into that. That was like the prime of it, like with Pumping Iron and all that. Yeah, sure. Arnold was the king.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's 27, and then just picture every year the player just is consistently great. I mean, how often do you get that? How often do you get that now? Really, right?
Yeah, no off year, no medium year. It wasn't like one year he hit 24 homers and hit 102 RBI. I mean, every year, if you look, was like great years. It's like every one. You never get that now, right? There's always, even Trout. Trout's going to have like a, an okay year, right? It's not going to be great every year.
He may get hurt, pull a hamstring or whatever, and it cuts it short. But you're not going to. What's he doing this year, Trout? Do we know?
I don't even know. But his stats aren't even close to Gehrig's. Trout, even a Trout, he's like, what's Trout, like 30, 35 homers, might hit 40 once in a while.
Gehrig played in Yankee Stadium. He was a lefty, so he had that short porch. So
yeah, I think they get a bad rap on that. They get a bad rap. Ruth gets the bad rap because if you look at their away homers, it's like almost equal, like when they hit away than home.
Right.
And they hit, then the power alleys are deep, so they lose there. I mean, I'm sure that, you're looking at 457 in right center. So they had to hit him that way. So the only way you get the advantage if you hit it right down the line where it's 296. Like you got to hit it like just right down the line, and they hit those things so far anyway. So maybe they had a fluke pop-ups that went out. But I mean, the home runs were about even. So how could you say they were helped by Yankee Stadium? They hit as many on the road.
Yeah,
that's my argument. That's my argument for it.
Now with the baseballs weren't jacked in those days either. So
yeah, the baseballs weren't jacked. They used like 45 to 48 ounce bats. I mean, those guys were like Supermen back then. I mean, it was pretty crazy. I think they could have played today. I know there's that argument, but a great player is a great player. I mean, they could play in any era. Is my opinion.
So when Gehrig goes down with the ALS and they bring in Wally Pipp, how long did Wally Pipp play?
No. He replaced Wally Pipp back in 2006 when he went full time.
What an idiot I am! He replaced Wally Pipp, right? I mean, when Gehrig went down, who replaced him?
Babe Dahlgren.
See, I'm sorry, I got confused. All right.
Yeah. Babe Dahlgren.
I didn't know that.
Babe like Babe Ruth.
Does anybody know that?
Actually Babe.
Spell it.
It's kind of known. Like in the Yankee circles. Yeah, you should know that.
I don't.
Babe Dahlgren.
You would think, but I don't. Who replaced?
Yeah, think of the movie Pride of the Yankees. Remember replacing Gehrig? Babe Dahlgren.
All right, yes. I forgot.
Right? Ring a bell?
I'm forgetting things lately. I got to take that.
And that game,
those pills.
I mean, you talk about legend. The game that he replaces Gehrig against the Tigers. Most people know it was against the Tigers. Gehrig brings the lineup up. Think of the drama, right? And then they look on the scoreboard. His name, he's not playing.
Right.
streak broken. Babe Dahlgren replaces him. Goes 4 for 4. Has like 8 RBIs, 2 homers. He just missed 2 homers. He hit like some crazy game that game, and the Yankees won like 21-8 or something. It was like a crazy game.
Well, then how long did that Babe? So there was 2 Babes on the Yankees at the same time then?
No, that was 1939.
Oh,
so Babe,
yeah,
so
Babe
Ruth
was way
gone.
gone. He was way gone, right?
Yeah. I got to check his stats out. Like, when did Dahlgren, how long was he at first? I don't think it was that long.
We're missing our intern here. I mean, I feel a void.
Yeah, my intern's gone, too. I mean, you gave me the spontaneous call, so I don't have her around.
Well, when she gets back, maybe we'll do another show. We'll pick it up. All right, when she gets back and settled.
But it was Babe Dahlgren that, talk about pressure, right? I mean, you're replacing Lou Gehrig now at first, But they went on to win a World Series that year. They won in 40. I know they won in 41. And Lou was on the team the whole year. Like, people think that was it. They took him out. July 4th, he does the great speech, and then he that's it. He puts plain clothes on, and he never goes to a game. He was on the bench the whole season. He went to the World Series. He just didn't play.
Really?
Yeah, he was on that team. Yeah, he just didn't play. That was it.
So when he stayed on the team.
He stayed on the team. Yeah.
Who replaced Babe? Babe, what's his name?
Babe Ruth.
Babe Dahlgren.
What's his name?
Babe Dahlgren. Who replaced Babe Dahlgren? Who is this?
Well, who was first? I'm trying to think. Who the heck was first base during the DiMaggio years? Whoever that guy was. I don't know.
Now I got to look this up.
You gotta
again.
look. I don't got the intern with me. I don't got the intern with me.
Intern's a producer. Hey, look, it's low budget.
I don't got it with me.
I can't see. My computer's slow, so we're just gonna have to make do. All right. So.
I mean, I'm a Lou Gehrig expert. I'm not a 1940 Yankee first baseman expert.
Well, who's better, right? Who is better, Lou Gehrig or Steve Balboni?
Bye, Balboni.
Bye, Balboni.
Who was he first baseman for half a year?
He went to Kansas City and went to the World Series. Steve Balboni.
Okay. Wait, when was he? The 80s, right? He was like the early 80s.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I always just.
It was like a funny name.
No, actually, that's one
Balboni.
If you think about great calls, Bye Balboni is a pretty good one.
That's a good one, yeah, because it's kind of humorous,
Now, if Lou Gehrig was playing today, what do you think John Sterling would say when he hit a home run?
Oh, for a nickname for Lou Gehrig?
Maybe he might have went, Lou, something like that.
Maybe the 3 Lou's drawn out. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. How about the Iron Horse goes yard? Something like that.
Yeah, something with the horse. Yeah, you probably think of a metaphor with horse.
Right.
Horse finishes, I don't know, finish line, I don't know. Something with the horse.
Yeah, but
iron,
so now,
iron and horse.
So Gehrig, he was in the All-Star game every year then, right? Basically.
Except for 39, I'm sure. Yeah, 33. Ruth hits the first homer, of course, in 33. Yeah, I guess he must have played in every one. 33, 34, 35, 6, 7. Yeah, probably 6 of them.
So
and then sometimes they played doubleheader All-Star games back. I don't know if they started that then or that was later. They had a couple of doubleheader All-Star games. But yeah, he would have made every one. Except for 39. That'd be interesting. Did he make the 39 All-Star team?
Oh, here we go
again.
That would have
been symbolic, right?
39.
Wouldn't that have been a symbolic move to put Gehrig on that 39 team?
Yeah, they would have done that in the 60s, but 19.
They may not have did it back then, right?
American
1939
League All-Star.
I'm gonna guess no. I'm gonna guess no. Even though they should have. Because, Willie Mays, all these guys, right? End of career, they were like on the All-Star. They were
here it is. Fast. Here we go, baby.
Wow, you got the 1939 All-Star.
Here we go. You ready for this? What do you want to know?
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Well, Gehrig, was he on the team? He wouldn't have batted, so they're not going to put him on it.
Here's the starting lineups.
Well, he's not going to start.
Wait a minute. Let me get my machine here. Ready? Wait a minute. Hold on.
The 1939 American League
Ladies
starting
and gentlemen, this is the 1939 American League All-Star Team. In right field, from the Boston Red Sox, Doc Kramer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Ted Williams. Okay.
Third base.
Hey, but just give me the names. And any names in there. DiMaggio at center.
Third base
right?
for the New York Yankees was Red Wolf. Whoa. Center field was Jolton Joe DiMaggio.
Who was first base back then? Jimmy Fox.
First base was Hank Greenberg.
Oh yeah, okay. How about catcher? I'm going to go.
Greenberg.
I'm going to go. Hank Greenberg, man, he was great. He was a big Lou Gehrig fan, by the way.
Right. Him and Ron Blomberg have something in common.
Well, he was probably the best Jewish player.
Right.
Blomberg was one of the top.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to guess catcher is Bill Dickey.
You got it.
Okay, there you go.
Okay,
there you go.
Joe Gordon was the second baseman. I don't know how many people care about this.
He was good.
Joe Gordon was the second baseman. Red Ruffin.
Who was the shortstop?
Yankees dominated. Red Ruffin.
Who was the shortstop?
Was a pitcher. Shortstop was Joe Cronin. Very famous Joe Cronin.
I heard of him.
Boston Red Sox.
And I'm going to guess Joe McCarthy, manager, right? That's an easy one.
Manager. Where is the manager? Let me read what I can read. Third base coach, umpires. The umpire. Wait a minute. Where's the manager? I can't see.
It had to be McCarthy, right? I mean, I would imagine they would have won it the year before and that year.
Well, let's talk about now. The reserves. These. How about these reserves, Renee? I'll find out. I gotta go down as I go down. Bob Johnson, Frankie Hayes, Raleigh Hemsley, Jimmy Fox. Ready for this? Lou Gehrig.
Wow,
Lou Gehrig.
No way.
Yep.
He was a reserve?
He was a reserve.
Oh, he made the team. Wow. Okay.
And followed by George McQuinn, Luke Appling, one of your favorites. We like Luke, right? He was a White Sox,
Luke
wasn't
was
he?
Good. Well, he hit the home run when he was 75.
Frankie Crissetti. Who was
shortstop,
He
right?
was Rizzuto's friend. Frankie Crissetti, right? He was his third. Rizzuto was in short. George.
He was infield. I know that. Yeah.
George Case, whoever he is.
I don't know him.
The legendary Myril Hogue and Bob Johnson. Bob,
he's the guy who would have had his baseball card 100 times, right? Bob Johnson.
But I don't see the manager here, man. So.
Yeah, maybe they
look
don't
it up.
listen.
We'll figure out. See, if the intern was there, we would have had it because I can only do so much.
I'm gonna say 100% it was Joe McCarthy. I'm 100% on that. Yeah.
That's it.
So, all right. So you got Gehrig. What else? Any other Yankee stuff? I'm Mr. Yankee.
Well, no. And then of course there was the Ernie Lombardi. My father used to like Ernie Lombardi. He played for the Cincinnati Reds.
Really? Your father liked him?
Oh,
wow.
yeah. Well, he was Italian, Ernie Lombardi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Got it. Right. Makes sense.
What do you know about that 27 team, though? I mean, other than Gehrig. I mean, listen, you read so many books and watch movies. So
that was known as
you'll
the
know
best
as much
team,
as anybody else,
Yeah, I mean, Murderers Row. It was known as a lot of experts, historians, top team ever, the 1927 Yankees. It kind of rolls off your tongue that everyone kind of says that. Yeah, you get the 1961 Yankees, the 76 Reds.
Imagine merchandising that today. Murderers Row.
Oh, imagine that! Imagine that! Yeah, you had right.
Where are you going to put that slogan in 1927? On what? I mean, what are you printing that on?
Murderers Row, you mean?
Yeah, just that whole branding, just that whole, that name, that moniker. You know what I mean? That's just think about it. Using it today as I say, I'm a marketing guy, dude. I'm branding, marketing. What can I do?
Would you be able to market it today, or
casinos?
I mean, it's a pretty controversial name, Murderers Row. I mean, can you even market that?
Hey, let's trademark it. Oh, see, now I just gave it away.
Now can you delete this? I don't want
whoever's listening to this, do not do it. I just did it. Yeah. It's too late. Yeah. Okay, so
let's talk off camera. Talk off video about that. You might have blew it. But
don't worry, Bullseye has more.
Let me change the subject. No, but they were great. They had Lazeri. They had Ruth, Gehrig, and Lazeri were the Murderers Row, so to speak. And they won 109 games, I think it was, or 110. So, they only played 154, so they lost 44.
Babe Ruth had 60 home runs, and
60, which back then was like crazy.
I'm looking at every pitcher that threw a pitch that he had a home run for. Ready for some of these names? Ready for this one?
Okay.
Rube Wahlberg.
Yeah, I heard of him. Yeah.
Sloppy
He
Thurston. Here's a great
gave
name,
up number
right?
60, right?
Yeah.
He gave up 60, I think. Yeah. Right?
Sloppy Thurston.
Sloppy
Thurston gave up 1. Oh, he had his day with Sloppy Thurston. 2, 3.
Oh, really? He owned Sloppy.
He owned
Okay.
Sloppy.
Wow.
He also owned Rube Wahlberg, by the way.
Okay.
And he owned
Well, he probably owned everybody.
Tony Weitzer.
Yeah.
He destroyed.
Really?
But
Okay.
nobody liked Tony Weitzer anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Were there any names in there? Or, I mean, I never heard of these guys. Is there any
Milt
like Christy
Gaston,
Mathewson?
Willie
Is there
Hudlin, Joe Schulte,
Walter Johnson? Or
Ted Blankenship, Ted Lyons,
Really?
Tom Zachary, Lefty Grove. There you
I
go.
heard of him.
That's a
He
name.
went off Lefty. Okay.
This one, that was number
That was the only
60.
one I heard of.
Number 60
Yeah.
was Tom Zachary.
Oh, okay. Now you say it. Right.
All right.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
see, but so now you could say he hit home runs against nobodies. See? I don't know what to say.
Hey.
Hey, I don't want to get on the
Easy.
babe or anything, but
Because if you were living back then, you might have known all those
it's like
guys.
the
Don't
Rocky
forget, we're
Marciano.
like almost 100.
It's like the Rocky Marciano
There you
thing.
go.
You know what I mean?
I know where you're going.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what
How
are
do
you
you know
gonna do?
those guys weren't good unless you lived back then? Like, how many
Right.
people know Raleigh Fingers now? I mean, that kind of thing. Like,
Absolutely.
back then they might have been household names, right?
Yes. I'm going to get a 27
93
Yankee
years
uniform.
later.
I'm going to start wearing a 27 Yankee uniform as a pajama. Those things probably itched like hell. Can you imagine playing that? That heavy cotton? Sweating your ass
Cotton or
off?
wool? Wasn't it like wool, like real
And
heavy?
they're playing in August and it's wool. They got no so when they slaughtered, ripped and they ripped their skin. They didn't have those underpants like Under Armour. They had
And
nothing.
they were real baggy, right? So it was like not only heavy, but it was a lot of it, right? They had to tuck
Today's
it in. And
ball
it was like,
players are wussies. It's as simple as that.
well, people say, well, they couldn't play today, but yeah, because these guys today play back then.
Easy for
You
me
look
to
at the
say.
gloves,
Right.
look at the uniforms. The lack of
Hey, come on. The uniforms
the
weigh 5
equipment,
pounds.
right?
The uniforms weigh 5 pounds.
Right.
And they
exactly.
had real belt buckles. They were like big. How could you barely dig into you? The belt buckles.
I think they used the ones in their regular clothes. I think, right? And they just
I
put
bet
them on
you the
the
elastic
uniform.
was too tight too. You know how they don't have the elastic now on the pants? Remember when we used to
Right.
wear the Little League uniforms and the game was over and it was indented into your leg?
Yeah. You have to play those plastic, whatever,
They
right?
cut your
You have to
circulation off. How can
snap
you
it.
run? You got no blood.
Well,
You got
and then they
no
had the
blood
high
in your
socks.
feet.
Remember the high socks they had back then? It was like all black,
Disgusting. Oh, with the black sock,
Yeah.
with the heavy,
Yeah.
heavy spikes. The spikes are like an inch and a half long. They were made of
Well, there's
steel.
you think of it this way too. There's no helmet, right? So would the guys today play back then with no helmet?
And how
What do you
about the
think?
psychological aspect, knowing this guy's throwing 90 miles an hour and I got nothing on my head? Did they even think about that in those days?
They had to think about it a little bit,
This
right?
is deep now.
unless you're total
this
zombie,
is deep.
right?
Get me an interview.
This is deep.
Get me Bloomberg. I
No.
want to ask.
Well, there's been stories about Gehrig being hit in the head a lot, and that might have caused the ALS to come on through the through the beatings.
But when you get hit in the
being
head
beaten.
with no helmet on, how do you come back? Like hitting the head a lot. I mean, you would think after the first time it's over.
I don't know. Well, you figure you're getting a concussion, so you got the concussion, and back then those guys played, and he played 2,100 straight games, so he played.
I'm telling you,
I think they were just tougher players. They were just tough.
I just picture that guy Max Patkin used to be like the clown prince of baseball, and you just hit him
Yeah.
and be like he'd shake like he was collapsing. I mean, if you're at the plate, the ball's coming out, you got no helmet on, nothing. No, there was no shin guards in those days when they fouled the ball off their foot, right?
Nothing.
They probably had no toenails, none of them. They had 10 toes, no toenails. I guarantee it, those players.
That's my argument. Whenever people say that, I'm going to throw it right back in their face and say, well, how about players today playing back then? I bet they wouldn't even play. They probably would just quit. No helmet. I'm not going to play out here.
Even the spikes are like plastic now, so when the ball hits down, it's not as bad. They had like thin leather. It was like it left the spikes out in the rain. It would be all crusty. And they would put them on.
Oh yeah. Well, they had the real spikes back then with the metal.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was it. So we're gonna go. That was a good, crusty spikes.
Thanks
Lou Gehrig,
thanks
crusty
for
spikes.
bringing me on.
The Iron Horse.
No helmet, right? No helmet.
Cary Grant. Who played him in? Cary Grant? I don't know. Who played him in the movie?
No, Gary Cooper.
Gary Cooper.
Gary Cooper.
All right.
Yeah.